What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? I got a TKO on wherever the pool is at. What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? Got two toolies of my own, I don't need a cat. Hold up, no sir. Step into the mic, bring me closer. Sabotage back in the lab, and to stop that you gonna have to go through both. The swole up. Anytime I pull up the bars, I buck up my shoulders and pour the heart. Word to God, my gears push to start a feature, but my skill set a la carte. Woo! You don't understand, I got some sins in one palm of my hand. Balls are right rigid and bodies get numb every time I demonstrate the main rule of thumb.
What's happening, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy TKO, the most handsome, the notorious one, the biggest one. Your mama like him and all that. That's right. This guy right here, TKO, and this is the Knockout Hour. We're back again, ladies and gentlemen, on this cold, very, very cold day. TKO, that's right, baby. That's right. Saying loud and proud for my people out there in Germany. Those knockouts out there. And it's 7 degrees. Hey, it was about that this morning. Right now, I think it warmed up now to 26. So for everybody out there, that's Brian and the Air Force out there for the United States representing and showing out the crazy knockouts out there. We're worldwide, baby. Hey, we're almost on the path to 300,000. 300,000 in less than a year. All because of you guys and ladies out there that loves that combat sports action and most definitely love TKO, and I love you back. And I'm glad to be here. The best thing I was about to say is that this weekend we experienced one of the greatest moments. Oh, wait a minute now. I can't forget Amanda. Thank you so much. I had to pull my hair back because most time, let me put it down right quick. Yeah, because I want to wait till I get that fresh cut. But yeah, my wife hooked me up. She got me looking good. So I'm going to keep it down. Actually, I like it. Yeah, my wife got me straight yesterday. But 7 degrees, bet. So you see, 6 degrees. It is really cold right now. United States, Germany, everywhere, man. It's a bad time of year when it comes to weather. But it's one of my favorite seasons because it's the holiday season, and I love me some Christmas. As you can see, I be smiling. See, I find it unique that when I was young, a lot of when you're growing up, your friends tease you about having a gap. Of course, you can see it. I don't care, but I don't now. But when I was a child, man, that right there was like the go-to joke when it came to me. Now, I grew up in an area where I wasn't in the hood, like right down the street, adjacent. Hood adjacent, I guess you would say. And my living conditions wasn't nothing great, grand, or wonderful. It just didn't actually live in that actual section. But for me, man, you had a bit tough skin, just like every single one of you guys and ladies out there. I know everybody, used to laugh and joke, play around when it comes down to it. Wait, I have a gap. I never recognized it. See what I mean? You see? And I smile all the time. I smile all the time. That's right. Hey, gaps unite. The league of our own, because we are so pretty. But one thing I know, Amanda, is I've heard a lot about people that have gaps love to smile a lot. And I know me, I love to smile. That's one thing I practice in my day because the more you smile, the better your day is. Being honest, think about it. Be mad and have a genuine smile, see how that works. I don't think that's one of those things in life that actually equals the results you're looking for. But I was a kid, man. That was like the go-to joke. Your teeth. I remember one of the greatest jokes. It wasn't at me, but it was pretty funny. It was saying Michael Strahan. They did a roast on him, and one of the guys said he had a sign on one of his tooth says "next tooth 1 mile." I thought that was hilarious. But say, you sound like Will Ferrell and Elf. Smiling is my favorite. Exactly. Thank you, Walter, for coming back. And when it comes down to smiling, I'm also the sales manager down at Buddy's Home Furnishing in Burlington, North Carolina. That's right. So this right here be going on all day. And one thing we do during the holiday season to make sure that the people come inside have a nice, warm welcome is we play a lot of Christmas music and TV. Elf is one of the movies I done seen at this point in the past 15 days. I swear to God, I done seen that movie about 30 times. I love Will Ferrell, but that movie right there, I'm getting tired of seeing it. But no, that's why I like to smile, like, because even at my job, and when I greet people with a smile, at least it starts off on a good side and positivity. So for everybody out there in the Alamance County area, that's where I can do business. Come on down to Buddy's. We at 1703 North Church Street. Come on down there and get y'all some items for the holidays. So I love the mailroom scene. Yeah, I'm about to say mailroom scene, mailroom scene. I'm trying to think about that. Give me a second. See, now you caught me on guard. You caught me on guard with that one. But yeah, down at Buddy's, man, we making sure that a lot of people got things going on for Christmas, got a lot of new electronics, as well as same time got a lot of new furniture too. So you're looking for a great deal, looking for something to get in your home, call your boy TK over here in that 336 area code, and let's see what I can do for you. But you, again, growing up is a part of life. One thing we learn is like you overcome adversity. And for me, that was one of my bugaboos is knowing that I don't like when people used to joke at me. So adversely, what I would do is find a way to take away every strength that you think you had against me and use that. Good example would be how B Rabbit, Eminem used that in 8 Mile. So when Clarence was about to go in on him, and hey yo, pause that. When hey yo, so when Clarence was about to freestyle against him, and B Rabbit went first. B Rabbit, of course, took everything he could have probably said that made him down and endeared him, and came over and overcome with adversity to use that, and then he took away his power. So I did the same thing. I used to make jokes on my own gap, but now I realize someone like myself, it only just enhances the features, baby. So it makes you stare at me more and get lost in these eyes. But but no, man, that's why I love me some me because that's one thing we got to start off with our life is realizing that you got to love yourself. Everybody out there, take a moment, take a time to just sit there. You could be driving in your car, listening on the radio, watch me on Twitch or whatever you're listening to. Just take 1 second to say to yourself, I love myself. And say it real quick. It feels good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to be. I have to. I have to. Because let's try it all together, everybody. Take a deep breath in. I love myself. See how good that felt? If you do that throughout your day, I promise you, you will be able to overcome a lot of obstacles. Real talk. As a salesman, I don't always get to land the deal, right? But you plant seeds. Planting those seeds again is going to grow, and once they grow, that's where it shows the hard work and dedication. So if you're ever having a bad time in your day, just smile and get over it. Now, this past week in wrestling, we had the retirement match for John Cena. And man, the internet went crazy. I've had so many people reach out to me to think about to ask about, excuse me, the results of the match. We will definitely get into that at the end of the show or and when we're in the wrestling segment because I do definitely have a lot to say about that, knowing that my impending retirement is soon to come in the next couple of years myself. Even though I look so young, I'll be 39 at the end of this month on December 30th. So for me, I always said when I began this career, I didn't want to go no longer than a certain age. And once I hit that mark, I'm one of those people in life I'm able to accept when to move on and let it go. That did not mean I will stop being the owner of my company, but in ring performance, one thing about my life I always realized there's always a start and an end. You went to school, I crushed it, right? Top 25 in my class, graduated 3.9 GPA, honor student. I crushed it and I did it to the best of my ability. Football, basketball, wasn't the best, but I always gave maximum effort in everything that I did. It resulted in several conference championships as well as lifetime memories I still hold true to this day. And to my homeboy, Chris Moore, I seen you today in Antoine. What's up, baby man? I'm glad that you be checking out my videos. They were talking to me today. They stopped by. And it's so good to see Chris. I ain't seen him and Antoine. I ain't seen them in over 20 years. So what was unique was they came in the store actually saying they were talking about me and because they were watching my videos. So Chris and Antoine, shout out to you guys. I miss y'all, love y'all. I'm so glad y'all around. But thinking about all those times, I wasn't the greatest athlete, but I always always wanted to be the best at what I did. I was a thinking man's player. Like I was one of the ones I'm very coachable. You tell me what to do, just like at my job, I'm a hey, I'm gonna make it do what it do. And the one thing I realized is that with wrestling, there's gonna come a time where I can't do this to the maximum ability. And that was the same for John Cena. John Cena this past weekend, even though it wasn't the outcome you fans desired, as a wrestler, in my opinion, I find it was poetic and it was beautiful. It even brought a tear to old TKO's eye. I wasn't the biggest fan of John Cena, but now as my career of wrestling starts to get to where I'm finding a way to dwindle down myself, I realize to a very, very small amount of what John Cena could have imaginably felt that night. Because one thing about being a wrestler, a combat sports athlete, that's MMA and boxing, or anybody out there that you got something you're passionate about, to let it go, knowing that you did it to the best, you still want to do it, but knowing that it's time for you to move aside so someone else can be able to enjoy that, that's the hardest thing in life to do. But I'm glad that he set an example for the rest of the future superstars to know, set your trail, burn it, kill it, do whatever. But when you leave this business, you always need to give back. All right. So before we get into some good old combat sports, we're going to start out with some MMA. I'm going to go ahead and play a nice little song from OC from NC. Since we're positive, we up. Let's keep it turned up. Let's go with Steve Snapback. I ain't heard that in a minute. Let's go with Steve Snapback. I want to hear that. And I'll see him when we get back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to love this. Just love it.
Yeah.
Pulled up on an old school, bumping old school. That's Ric Flair, that's that old woo, nigga. Wait.
Big player shit, bust a old whoop, nigga. Wait. On some fresh shit, bust a dope move. On some fresh shit, bust a dope move. Look, rest of these niggas old news if you read up. Look, if you need us, we can roll through. We don't read up, nigga. Late night, but the hoes down if the G's up. Cuz say he on the way, but he ain't got the cheap stuff with him, no. Look, keep something for the low. This for the street running to the road. Look, these niggas can't vote, but these niggas keep running to the poll. Look,
Mama said she ain't know. We just keep running to the stove. We just keep running to the stove. We just keep running to the snapback. Snapback. Wait, put something on your head. Snapback. Snapback. For them niggas, put something on your head. Snapback.
snap back, ayy, put something on your head, snap back. Snap back, for them niggas put something on your head, snap back. Snap back, ayy, put something on your head. Snap back, for them niggas put something on your head, snap back. Snap back, ayy, put something on your head. For them niggas put something on your head.
Catch me round in the old school. My young niggas, they going straight for the pole, but I ain't tryna see them crash though. Oh, we claim he got 10 on my head, I ain't really stressing no chumps though. Yeah, they know I keep one in the head. Lay his ass down like he ready for bed. Keeping it P, I ain't stressing no chicks. Sipping these meds just to cope with my mental. Man, these niggas ain't ready for this. Cooking up dope in the booth in the kitchen. Serving this shit like a drive-thru at Wendy's. I'm keeping it street, I ain't telling our business. Ain't none of this cheap, you gon' pay all the ticket. Mama keep telling me I need to quit it. Bro on the phone saying, nigga, let's get it, I'm gone. Most of these dudes be frauds. Don't want connections at all, I put that on God. Keep it discreet, but she love when I'm in it. List all the badges like Dennis the Menace. Ooh, cut those standing on business. Free my little bro, I won't tell what we did. Asking the Lord to forgive all our sins. Keeping it cool like a fan in this bitch. I'm the type to go dunk, I'm a Jeff Daniels. Sorry said that she love me but can't stand me. Yeah, this shit the real dip with them boys on the drill. No, we up in the score, yeah, we go for the win. Yeah, we go for the win. Yeah, my niggas, we go for the win.
Snap back, ayy, put something on your head, snap back. Snap back, for them niggas put something on your head, snap back. Snap back, ayy, put something on your head. For them niggas put something on your head, snap back.
Snap back. Hey. Snap back. Hey, that's my boy OC from NC with Steve Snap Back. If you like it, love it. Hey, just like we do here at the Knockout Hour, you know what to do. Make sure you go to all of your music apps, social media, wherever you go to hear your music. Please look up OC from NC with his latest project, Project 25. If you are artists out there, hip hop, even R&B, and you want your song to be played during the Knockout Hour, please hit your boy up at TKO. I mean, iconpro.tko@gmail.com. Never heard that one. Hey, appreciate it. I had to bring that one back, but I make sure I bring some more music. He got some stuff right now. He is cooking. He invited me to come down to the station this past weekend. Man, they was in there tearing it down. I'm a big music fan. I love hip hop. I love rap. Um, like what connected me and O was we worked at a job, and one night he was rapping a song while he was on the line. We was on assembly line that night, and so he was very unique because the artist. I'm gonna be honest. I know the ballpark of where it was, but it was Knife Wonder. Knife Wonder's a big time record producer. He's actually a professor, I think, at Harvard right now. But to find generic, like real hip hop music, underground, is like that's my stuff. Like, and it led to us also listening to MF Doom, which is one of my favorites, as well as Talib Kweli. I mean, all of that, man. We would just the vibe out listening to music, and then he had his first album come out some time ago. It had been at least about 12 years ago. Yeah, it had been at least that time. And he asked me to actually be on his track, and I did a skit. And the CD was called The Artist. Now that CD is not on excuse me, Spotify or Apple Music, which I told him he needed to put that out there. But I need to go ahead and download that song and put my snippet online because it was funny. I like it. But yeah, shout out to OC, man. That's my guy. I'm gonna actually see him sometime this week, see what he getting into. But again, everybody, if you're a hip hop artist out there, or R&B singer, hey, you got the right place, man. We're going to showcase your talent. Let's go ahead and build your brand to over three. I'm getting close to 300,000 people, baby. But hit me up at iconprowrestling.tko@gmail.com. All righty then. So UFC had an event this past weekend, and this is going to be the last one for the year. And right here, it was a high title implication winner is likely for a shot at the champion Joshua Van. And this went down. This was UFC Vegas 112, excuse me. And this was a flyweight match division. That's 120 pounds for y'all folks. Break down a couple things. So we had Brandon Royale. He goes by the Raw Dog. Speaking of Raw Dog, I don't know if we got some Martin fans. I'm pretty sure out of almost 300,000 people, a lot of y'all seen Martin. One of the funniest TV shows ever. And when I seen Raw Dog, me and my wife, it's one of our favorite top 5 episodes. Got to be when Martin went against Tommy Hagler in that fight, bro. If y'all go back, if you got some time tonight, go back and watch that episode. Martin's name on the his fight name, like a good example, TKO, Teddy Ireland Jr. I used to go by my whole name with TKO, like a fighter would. But I realized over time, I wanted people to know that TKO and Teddy is two different people. When I perform is this and So now so when it comes to Raw Dog, Martin called himself Raw Dog Pain. Martin for a charity fight for against another radio station because he knew Tommy Hearns was gonna be there. My man's put in extra work. He beat up the Y'all gonna go back. If you've seen that episode, which I'm sure about 90% of y'all have seen Martin. If you got Netflix, go on there, look up the episode when he fought Tommy Hearns. We'll talk about it next week. Because the Raw Dog, right. So anyway, he was a former title challenger, known for his chaotic scrambling, high volume strikes, and submission threats. And his strength is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and relentless grappling. So also his weakness is defensive lapse and striking. He's vulnerable when opponents control tempo. And then we got my man Miel. That's how I pronounce Kate. And they call him the Star Boy. Now, when it comes to Star Boy, that goes down to my homeboy BK Westbrook. In wrestling, to me, that is the real Star Boy. I trained with him. Good brother, good friend of mine. Love you. Shout out to you, BK. But to me, there's only one Star Boy. And please believe we're going to try to get him back at Icon Pro Wrestling. Because we're going to have some events this year. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This got back some great news. Wednesday, I will be discussing with the venue some great what days we're going to get. Said punks jump up to get beat down. That's my wife. It's a charity event. It's a charity event. Man, watch that episode Getting Night, man. That Martin never gets old. Thank you, baby, for that laugh. But so when it comes to my man Miel, got it. Elite striker with explosive counters. He has KO knockouts and speed advantage. His strength is sharp boxing, reactive sprawl, and strong takedown defense with an 81%. That is very high. Very, very high. That's very skilled too as well. And his weaknesses, they sometimes show low output, can get complacent in grappling exchanges. So they had a couple of good betting odds that was going on at the time for Kate. They had it at minus 305 as the favorite, and again, Royal was at plus 245 as the underdog. And so what actually happened was my man Capes knocked out my man Brandon via the first round of TKO with 3 minutes and 18 seconds in the round. And what it is the Capes pressured Royal early, backing him into defense and landed a devastating right hook, followed by ground and pound. Herb Dean started to fight after Royal briefly went limp twice. So the impact is that Cape tied the record for the most KOs in UFC flyweight history of 5 and immediately called out champion Josh Van for a title fight in early 2026. The post-fight fallout is that with that statement being made again from Cape saying, Joshua Van, you have my belt. Let's fight in Houston in February. I like that. That's one thing your boy TKO loves is being the Gals Junior Heavyweight Champion. I want all the smoke and nothing but the smoke. I'm gonna have to get some Kirk Franklin on here. You know why? Because I want the smoke, the whole smoke, nothing but the smoke. Bring it on. And that's what Cape's saying. He's saying, bring it on, Josh Van. Let's do this thing. He don't want to wait around. He said he calling you out. So we waiting for that fight. We'll see what happened in the new year. And I'm pretty sure because UFC does not wait. They give you the fight that you want. So ladies and gentlemen, get ready for that. Now, why does this really matter? And this is a big reason because we announced it a couple months back, but we got to make sure you remember going into the new year, why is it really important for this? Because this was the final UFC fight of 2025 and the last under the ESPN deal before the move to Paramount Plus in January 2026, right? So with that being on the horizon, that means for UFC, this is my opinion, is that they finally reached the echelon point of mixed martial arts that allows them to be able to be considered a top company like, say, basketball and the NFL. You got now UFC is solidified with MMA. So for them, they made the bag. So now them going from exclusive pay-per-views when it comes to the big time title fights, they're now about to bring it to you on your app. And I think that's pretty cool. Because now the casual fan will at least spend their time to scroll by instead of knowing they got to pay $65+ to watch the event. Now you can garner more viewership worldwide. And I think that's brilliant for them to be able to now in 2026 going forward, grow their audience and grow their numbers in order to make sure that the UFC is staying around for a long time, which it will, and that we'll get more exciting fights. And also, too, for the fighters. Now, imminently, they said that does not result in more money for the fighters. Well, we shall see. Because I always am a believer that, yes, over time, you can always cycle out new talent, new crops of, young and up-and-comers. But the commodity is still, number one, is the fighting. So if you don't have the fighters at the high levels like we need, like the John Jones, the Daniel Cormier, the Stipe Miocic, all of these guys, then what are you really watching? And being realistic, it's like watching a Friday night fight for boxing, or Tuesday night fights. So I just think that this allows the UFC, again, to finally step up into that other category of knowing that MMA, UFC is not going nowhere. Let's give the fans a better chance to be able to see our product. Think about it. The NBA, NFL, MLS. Then you got soccer all over the world. You got baseball. Those are the great examples of now UFC over, in my opinion, fighting to be in the position it is now. Is that I would look at it like what 30 plus, maybe close to 40 years, it being solidified as a real organization when it comes to mixed martial arts. That they really hit that threshold, and I'm glad that this will be the new way going forward. So that's the only news I have since, again, this is the last fight of the year. Let's just see what happens coming up early 2026. Definitely keep an eye out for this fight right here. Now, let's get to some boxing. Talked enough about Tommy the Hitman Hearns. I also like to give a shout out and thank you to DC for joining me last week. We had a great time. We had a good list of our top 5 middleweights of all time. Hey, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has them, right? So I do respect and I appreciate DC's list. I'm also not the type to throw shade at something like that because that's what makes sports fun. If everybody was to think that one person was always the one person, it wouldn't be fun watching it. That's like watching basketball, right? The conversation for a lot of folks is someone of my age and what I've seen growing up. LeBron James can't hold a candle to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. But that is very objective and very subjective because I can ask my daughters and they will have no idea what Michael Jordan even did on the court. Most of these kids today just know Michael Jordan made shoes. That's all they know. But to your kid, a John Morant, a Steph Curry, what I've heard, which I thought was, again, it's opinion. A lot of players of today will say that Paul George is their goat. Nothing wrong with that. So when it came to our boxing list, he had one particular person that I despise that man. I really do. And it's nothing against DC. Of course, we talked about it after the show. But Sugar Ray Leonard was one of those guys, man, like, I couldn't stand him. I really couldn't stand him. I feel like he was a Chris Paul of boxing. He would kiss any butt he has to make sure that he's always being talked about being in the spotlight. And one of the things we laughed about behind the scenes and after the show was the episode of Mike Tyson's podcast where he had Tommy the Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray on the couch together. Hey, yo. Of course not that. But they was talking about their fights and bro, when these two got up and were ready to fight in the building, when Mike Tyson was instigating Tommy to knock out Sugar Ray, y'all need to write these moments down. I'm telling you, I watch too much TV and stuff, but if you got some time, man, go look up Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard on Mike Tyson's podcast. That's another one. We'll talk about it if you go watch it. It is hilarious. And just, I'm that type of dude, right? Like when people talking, and they're engaging in stuff, I'm that dude that like to slick talk in between stuff. It's never like what somebody's saying, that's funny. But it's always the other transitional things inside of stuff. And so while Tommy's saying some smack to Sugar Ray is trying to make fun of the fact that Tommy Hearns is not linguistic as it used to be. And so you hear Mike on the side being like, yo, Tommy, he making fun of you, man. Just making fun of how you talk. What you gonna do about it, Tommy? See, like stuff like that, that's how stuff gets started, man. And I love it when it comes to like old fighters and stuff. It's the best ever. Golly, it's so, just imagine this. Imagine. For all those old heads out here that remember the 80s. Imagine today, because they kept saying Bookie this signing. If you had Tommy Hearns versus Sugar Ray in a charity fight for 3 rounds, bro, I would just lose it. Like that would be the funniest stuff I ever seen in my life. But those men still to this day has the dog in them. That competitive nature that no matter what, until my dying days, I'm going to be, you always going to be my enemy. I love that about those two. That's what I love about this sweet sport of boxing. But this Saturday, we're not going to have that. You hear it here first, everybody. We're not having that this Saturday. Because this Saturday, we had Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Let's talk about it. They're calling this fight, Jake Paul, the Judgment Day. I think he picked the right name for this show. Because if they are not trying to sit there and pull the old whammy to do whatever, the fix, then you're right. It's going to be a Judgment Day for you. Because Anthony Joshua is a world-class champion. I don't care about this former talk. Once a champ, always a champ. Because when you earn that, it's not the fact that somebody took it away from you. I will always be a champ. So like right now, I'm the Gavs Junior Heavyweight Champion. I may lose the belt. That doesn't mean I'm not a champion. So we know that this right here is going down, everybody. It's going down this Saturday. And it's going to be an 8-round, 3 minutes each, 10-ounce gloves. The weight clause in this. And yes, it's sanctioned by the Florida Athletic Commission. They did sanction this. Now, the weight clause is that Joshua must weigh in less than 245. And Paul is expected to come in at 220. Jake Paul, you can come in at 300 pounds, won't make a difference. If they let the dog off the chain, you are done, son. There's nothing you're going to be able to do. See, you may have all these other people in the world fooled, even my kids, after pulling that whammy, like you did against Mike Tyson. Because we know why Mike did it. We know why he did it. I ain't done this all show, but it'll be the only time I probably get this in. Because it's going to be 5 letters, 1 word, money. That's right, baby. We know Mike Tyson did it for the money. I don't blame him. We love you, Mike. Mike would never, for the ones like me, the real G's out there, we always gonna love us some Mike Tyson. So I don't think that's the case with Joshua. If they take the chain off, it's over for my man Jake. Now, Joshua is a former 2-time unified heavyweight champion. He's an Olympic gold medalist, elite power and experience. When it comes to Paul, he's a cruiserweight standout, coming off a win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., previously fought Mike Tyson in the exhibition. The key factors is size and power, because Joshua has a massive physical advantage and an 89 KO rate. Joshua hasn't fought since his knockout loss to Daniel Dubois in September of 2024, but Paul has fought twice in 2025. Psychologically, Paul thrives as the underdog, but this is his first fight against an active elite heavyweight. So again, it's a different psychology knowing you faced Mike Tyson, the greatest of his time. You fought other greats in other sports, Tyron Woodley's. But you have never faced someone right now that has been in this fight game for 10 plus years and still is going. Yeah, he definitely gonna get the bag. That's what this is always about. I ain't tripping on that at all. But you gonna get one of the best dang butt whoopings in your life. I don't even in my heart, I don't care if they even sign something. There's nothing in my mind that make me believe that his jabs, that you could take all the power off your jabs. That there's no way in the world. But there is a way. Because everybody got a price. Ted DiBiase said it best. And that's how the world is. Who knows? But I highly doubt that someone like Jake Paul would knock out or even come close to Anthony Joshua. Now, everybody, here come the money lines. I know you're ready to get out your pencil and paper. So, for Anthony Joshua, it's a minus 1,200 to a minus 1,300. And right here for Jake Paul is a plus 650 to a plus 700. The method of victory. So they're saying different odds here is Joshua by knockout, TKO, DQ is minus 400 to minus 425. Joshua by decision plus 450 to plus 500. Paul by knockout, TKO, or DQ is plus 1,000 to plus 1,200. And then you got Paul by decision is 1,400 to 1,600. Again, the odds of Jake Paul getting to decision, very likely, because we know, again, who's the one cutting the check. But it said total rounds over and under, you got 2.5. And that right there is going to be between, negative 110 to negative 120. All right, so the experts' predictions. Most analysts say expect Joshua to finish Paul early in the first or second round. I seen Rockmine. If Joshua doesn't stop him in 2 rounds, question needs to be asked. Exactly. Nate Diaz is even saying backing Paul for the upset. Deontay Wilder said if it's not scripted, Joshua wins. Exactly. And let's be realistic too. Let's just play devil's advocate tonight. Let's say that Jake Paul perseveres and knocks him out, wins by decision, whatever. Who's next? Would you face Deontay Wilder? That's what I want to see. If you want to fight a world-class heavyweight champion that we all know can't be bought, can't be sold to as far as we know, give me Anthony Joshua. Not Anthony Joshua, excuse me. Give me some dang on Deontay Wilder, bro. And shout out to Deontay. He got a statue in his hometown in Alabama, man. Shout out to the great Deontay Wilder. But he's absolutely right. Like everybody's saying, man, Joshua should knock this man out. All right, why the odds are so wild? You may ask. It's because Joshua pedigree and size advantage takes him a near lock. But his recent KO loss and 15-month layoff, it adds intrigue. So that's pretty dope. And then Paul's youth, confidence, and improved fundamentals give him a puncher's chance, especially against Joshua with his historically shaky chin. And then here come the details. So when it comes down to this weekend and it's going down, there's no pay-per-view. It's on Netflix. Think about the walkouts start around 11 o'clock. And bottom line is that Joshua is the overwhelming favorite. But if you are betting for value, Paul by KO plus 1,000 plus 1,200 is the long shot play. This is the most likely outcome. Joshua by KO inside 2 rounds. So we will see what happens with that. I am very much so going to be trying to be able to watch this. I shouldn't have too much planned this weekend. Yeah. I should be able to get that in. So that's all it breaks down with boxing. We'll have some great news about that next week. Hopefully a couple good laughs, because I think that's what's going to happen. And let's get down to it. So this past Saturday was Saturday night's main event for the WWE. But before I do that, I'm sorry, I didn't even mention this earlier. So last Saturday, for everybody out there knowing, I'm coaching my daughter's team. And I got some great exciting news that now we're at 2-0 to start off the year. They won this past Saturday, 27-16. I don't take no credit at all because, again, it comes up to those ladies out there that gives every single, they give everything they got. Now, a rec league, you got certain parameters. Every kid has to play a certain amount of time. I am that type of coach to make sure they all get playing time. Now, let's say in this game right here, we had a good sizable lead, so I felt like taking out the ones that normally are the scores per se, and took them out earlier. And yet my team kept scoring. He just kept going. We got one young girl on the team named Allison, as well as Kamani and Sanaya. Shout out to you girls. All 3 of them scored their first buckets of their career this past Saturday, and I was so excited. And to my sweetheart Allison, she is so nice, and all 3 of the girls are, of course, when it comes down to their first year. And so we was asking them about jersey numbers because I got them customized jerseys, and she didn't know what number to get. So I looked at her dad and said, "Can I get 6'7"?" I looked at her dad; he was like, "Cool." I've been waiting for this moment all season because I knew it would come, but it happened a whole lot sooner than I would thought when it came down to Allison scoring her first bucket. When she scored that bucket, and you got like the gym's packed, and you got the kids waiting to play next. When she scored, I'm jumping up and down the sideline going, and I've never done this until Saturday, but I've been waiting on it all season when she scored. 7, 6, 7. I mean, the crowd went crazy. Everybody was doing it. It was so beautiful, man. And she was telling me right before I sent her out there, because she was on sideline. She didn't have to play the fourth quarter. And I was like, hey, do you ready to go back in there? Because I pulled the ones earlier. She was like, nah, I don't really feel like playing. And so about time we was about done with the timeout, I was like, you sure? She was like, I guess I go. I was like, cool. And so, so she went out there. And when she scored, dog, that just made, I could not stop talking about that. That was really dope, y'all. Let's see right here. Mike Tyson announces he's fighting Floyd Mayweather in Africa in March 2026. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, big dog. Appreciate it, DC. Y'all see it right there. We're putting it out there. Y'all see it first. Mike Tyson announces he is boxing Floyd Mayweather Jr. in Africa in March of 2026. That's right. Y'all heard it here first on the Knockout Hour. Thank you, DC. My man. Yo, what's some great news? I'm ready. See, right now, I already fired up. I got to make sure it's not on my day of my wrestling show, because that's when I'm going to have the icon show up. It's going to be in March. So thank you, DC. Y'all heard it here. Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Africa, 2026. Let's go. So I know a lot of you ladies and gentlemen out there. Yeah, I know, right? I know. And we know this one ain't about no pulling the punches. We know Mike going to go this time. I'm pretty sure Floyd wanted him to go and do his thing too. Jake was scary. Anyway, this past weekend, man, as a wrestler, you don't have many times in your life, like in your personal experiences watching wrestling, that it becomes emotional. And watching John Cena's match Saturday was an emotional time. In this business, our passion drives us. It gives us purpose. It gives us discipline and so many things in life. But when we know it's our last time hearing that 3 count, it is the hardest thing to come to grips with. Because everything you worked for, achieved, is finally over. And now you can have that peace of mind knowing that my race was won and I'm done. And that's what I've seen from John Cena this past Saturday night. But one thing that John Cena did do is give opportunities to the NXT and the young men and women of that division and that part of WWE to have a spotlight shine on them for his last night in WWE. The first match of the night, the fight we've been waiting. I know, right? That really is going to be a good fight. That really is. But the first match of the night was Obafemi, the NXT champion, versus the WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. And it was ended by DQ. Now, that Obafemi, that man is money. I mean, throw all the checks at him, every single thing you can. That man showed y'all on that night on any stage. Obafemi, the Nigerian Nightmare, the one and only. Yes, sir, it is. Brian, that is going to be a good fight. I know, right? In Africa, too, it makes you think about why fighters have not gone back to Africa since Muhammad Ali. Why? That right there, I think, is dope. Because even Muhammad, being the leader that he was, very outspoken, very charismatic, give it back to the people of Africa. They would enjoy it. I would love that. Because they're going to Saudi all the time. Don't forget little Africa. I mean, big old Africa now. Y'all going back the whole continent to get the way y'all going. Stop in Africa. But Obafemi, man. When they take him from NXT and put him on the main roster, Triple H, please do not mess this man up. This dude has the entrance, $1 million entrance. I mean, just his promos is the inflection on his promos. You believe him. You believe the words. You believe his match, because what he does is exactly what a pro wrestler should do. It makes you invest in the story. And for what I got out of that match was Obafemi showed his power, agility. He showed that he's ready to go against the WWE heavyweight champion. He's not afraid. He didn't back down. As well as Cody Rhodes. We got to give a shout out to him too. Cody Rhodes went against a big, mean Nigerian warrior. Ooh. That was not playing around. And yet Cody still stood tall too. But then here come old Drew McIntyre with that luscious hair is coming in messing up that match. I thought it was Drewina McIntyre because that way his hair was. I was like, dang, brother, got that thing silk pressed, didn't you? But it had that pimp straightness to it. But made sure he looked good coming out on TV. But he interrupted the match. But, ladies and gentlemen, they did the right thing. Obafemi, in my mind, shouldn't have took the pin, and I thought that was going to happen. But they don't need to have him taking a pin right now. And I'm glad that Triple H got that right, and his staff of writers, committees, y'all did the right thing. Agents, y'all did the right thing. Now, were there ways they could have done it? Yes. But, hey, it's a Saturday night show. We all knew what we came there for as the main event. So they did the right thing by setting the stage and the tone for the evening. I give that match an A. I give it an A because I wanted to see the finish. I was invested in every second of that match because to new beginnings, like he said, the future in his time is now. And I think he's right about that. So when Obafemi gets on that, if you've not seen Obafemi, please check out NXT. He's one of the greatest talents I've seen come out of there. I think he's 27 years old, literally from Nigeria. So I think that someone like him is phenomenal. Can't wait till he gets to the main roster. Then the second match of the evening was a NXT star, Soruka. She went against Bayley. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another one right here that shows that she has the tools to make it on the main roster and build that house where she could get on her surfboard and ride that thing out because she got a persona of being a surfer. And she has so many ways of putting gymnastics and mix it and blend it very well with wrestling. She got a move called the Soul Snatcher. I know you fellas, calm down. Not that type of snow snatcher, everybody. But Soul Snatcher is a move where she runs to the turnbuckles. She does an inverted flip to land with a cutter. And that move is so smooth. She can hit it at any time on anybody at anywhere. But we gotta stop saying that it's only a one. It takes two to tango, and Bayley stepped up and did her thing. She showed up and showed out and looked great. That was her first you would consider pay-per-view since Evolution 2. I don't know what the deal with WWE is. I think they probably is a chance that Bayley may be looking to leave. Well, I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much. But it reminds everybody out there why Bayley is that dang on good. Because she literally controlled that match as a veteran should. And she put Soruka over so well and made her she shared her light to allow another woman to shine amongst herself. And I think that was a beautiful match of storytelling. Heck, Bayley didn't even have to go heel. She didn't even have to go heel to make that match make sense. And that's what I really enjoyed about that. As a babyface wrestler, babyface meaning the good guy, that's been my hardest thing that a lot of promoters want me to do heel work. And I'm not the type to say no. I don't try to do that. I would just say, can we look at it from a different perspective? Because I've been able to go in matches where promoters typically do not like good guys versus good guys because in our business, it doesn't create enough adversity for the two opponents. What I like to do is this. Let's say you have a championship. My easiest way for a lot of times for me to make the crowd understand my purpose in this match is, let's say you're a good guy. Hey, Brian. Hey, Walter. Hey, Amanda. I have no smoke with you. I have no problem with you. However, you are holding something on your shoulder that belongs to me, and I'm going to take that back. Now, I identify to everybody out there, what's my purpose? I want to win because I want to be champion. I also want to win to keep my championship. So if I want to make it very clear to people, I would say that. What's wrong with saying it? Because that's exactly what it is. I don't have to have a direct issue with that person to want to fight them. If you holding something, you challenging me, or my name is on the bill, and you got my name on the poster, the flyers, the advertisement, and the people come pay to see me, they're gonna get one of the best matches they could ever see. And at the same time, who I'm fighting, you're gonna get this work. Because that's what I do, baby. I fight. I win. That's what I do. So when it comes down to it, I think that's what it is that Bailey showed that she wants to win, despite friendship or not, she wants to win. And yet she came short. But yet, again, WWE has a good vibe going right now of putting over the younger talent, because that's what they need to do. They got to usher the new talent in. And on a show like that, Soroka, another great, I get that A. Really good match. I know the crowd wasn't wild when she come out, because again, they got to get familiar with this new talent. And that's okay, because we're going to roll right into the next one. And that was a tag team match for the WWE tag team titles, that is. It was between North Carolina, Greensboro's own Javon Evans, my man. And we had Leo Slater, and they went against Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. We really wish they would have had more time to cook. Now, of course, the crowd didn't really resonate with the youngins, but that's because, again, the young OG just started cooking on your TV, because the night before he beat The Miz on Friday Night SmackDown. Then he showed up and showed out for the world to see on Saturday Night Main Event, as well as Leon Slater. Those two young cats right there are the futures and the pillars of their company, because Leon Slater is the TNA X Division champion. And when it comes to my man, Javon Evans, he's going to be the NXT champion. I hope he does, because he will. Everything he said in his wrestling career, he's accomplished it, and I believe he's going to do it. However, they fell short this Saturday to the WWE Tag Team Champions, that is the team of, World Tag Team Champions, that is of AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. One quick note. I know I shouldn't have laughed, but I laughed so hard when AJ fell off those ropes, because something in my mind told me, I love me some AJ Styles, so this is no shade in him, but something told me, I hope to God he gets up for that springboard, because the way that match was going, it didn't look like he had warmed up enough to get to that spot. And I seen that phenomenal form coming. I was like, I hope to God he could pull off that springboard. When he fell off those ropes, bro, I lost. I completely lost. I lost it. I was laughing. But shout out to the young OG, as well as the other opponents in that match. Again, highlighting another level of excellence. Now, we go down to the main event of the evening, where John Cena faced against Gunther. This right here was the retirement match of John Cena. What can we say, everybody? What can we say? I'm gonna keep it short and sweet as I can. I've seen a lot of people out here so upset about. Yeah, my wife was laughing, but everybody is so twisted up, upset. Let's see right here real quick. He said that match was such poopy. John Cena did not need to go out like that. He could have just lost. Yes, I see your point, and I can agree with that. That's very valid. Thank you, Amanda. I'm with you. Now here's my take, and I could be wrong. You take it or leave it. I feel like this. The reason I said earlier I found it poetic is the smell of knowing it's all over. The reason why I believe he tapped and gave up is because he literally is. He's given up his career of wrestling to join another part of his life. So yes, never give up. But in this case, he literally is. You absolutely right. That man passed the torch. And again, nobody's wrong for how y'all feel about this. You're right because you were owed that after all these years of investing in John Cena. For everyone out here, if you're a wrestling fan, John Cena definitely is your Hulk Hogan, your Andre the Giant, all of that. If people were to say, is he the greatest of all time? Now he retired, honestly, he could honestly be that. He could be slated number one. My greatest of all time, my personal is Bret Hart. But I would not argue any of you guys out here on the statements that y'all make because you're right. I will list some names, very short list, not too long. Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, have all, Kurt Angle, Goldberg, John Cena, have all lost on the way out. Here's the thing right here in wrestling. In wrestling, you always try to give back because in our business, if you look at WWE and the top companies, that's different. They're at a higher echelon, right? But there's a lot of men and women out here wrestling at your local weekend spots making $20 and they're retiring. That's their last night. They don't have a crowd of 18,000 people to cheer them on. They have a crowd of 18 and they gave their life, their time, paid their dues, and they had nobody to show them the love that he's done for this business. What he did that night, I believe he gave back. Gunther was poisoned with the Jey Uso wave, and everybody kept saying you tapped out. I think it was beyond John Cena's have to put him over because now tonight we were here. Gunther say, I tapped out John Cena. And that now hopefully resets Gunther's run and what Triple H did to mess him up. I think John said on the way out, I have to fix that in order for WWE and wrestling to thrive on. That smile to me was a smile of accomplishment and saying, I'm done. I think that was one of the most beautiful things in wrestling I've seen. Just as poetic as when Ric Flair looked at Shawn. Shawn looked at Rick, said, I love you. And he did the deal. So the John Cena from the knockout hour, as you see all these knockouts here, and Brian has one more thing to say right here. It says Gunther will be able to reign until it's time for Roman to come back and go back to the good side. It's bad time for the WWE right now. And I like that, and I agree. I totally agree. The knockouts tonight, thank y'all, because I'm glad that y'all watched that match. I'm glad that y'all enjoyed yourselves. I'm glad y'all brought y'all opinions because just as much as y'all, I had my little tissue, I was wiping it away. But thank you, John Cena. You definitely are one of the best wrestlers of all time. And what a great career. Thank you. All right. So my name is TKO. If you want to follow me on the socials, please follow me at TKO336. And if you're looking for my matches as well, go on YouTube. It's TKO336. Go ahead and check them out. If you want to be able to keep up with my company, well, as I need to catch up with my stuff, my professional wrestling company is Icon Pro Wrestling LLC. You can find me on social media as that as well. If you're in the Alamance County area, you're looking for some great stuff for the holiday season, or heck, as those grown folks looking for those brand new couches and new appliances, get your boy up and down at Buddy's Home Furnishing. Ask for Teddy Allen, new sales manager there. Seriously, come by. I'll let your boy see what I can do for you guys. See how I can get those items that you want today. Now, like I mentioned a couple minutes ago, you guys, if you got Netflix or any way you can get it, if you're going to tune in tonight, Monday Night Raw, please check in. We got Gunther coming in to address what he done to John Cena, as well as an action-packed night of wrestling. Make sure you check out the Jake Paul fight this weekend. We go down against Anthony Joshua. And we'll see you next week. Thank you. Love y'all. Be safe.
What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? I got a TKO on wherever the pool is at. What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? Got 2 T's of my own, I don't need a plan. Hold up, no sir. Step into the mic, bring me closer. Sabotage back in the lab, and to stop that you gonna have to go through both. That swole up. Anytime I pull up the bars, I buck up my shoulders and pour the heart. Word to God, my gears push to start a feature, but my skill set a la carte. Woo! You don't understand. I got some sins in one palm of my hand. Balls are right rigid and bodies get numb every time I demonstrate the main rule of thumb.